Hello students, I wanted to take just a few minutes and talk about the AP exam structure. I've alluded to that just a bit in the past, but I wanted to get on College Board, get that in writing and publish it out to you so you would have that. And then I've got an assignment for you I want you to do where we look at units 1 through 7, which we've covered all that information, but I've listed out the topics. I want you to go through and do a little self-assessment and just kind of let me know exactly where you feel like you stand and where we need to prioritize and emphasize our efforts over the next 3 weeks. So we've got to get on this thing. So let's take a look at the AP exam structure. On the AP exam, you're going to have 25 minutes to read and respond to question 1, 5 minutes to upload, and then 15 minutes to read and respond to question 2, and 5 minutes to upload. Once you have submitted question 1, you cannot go back. Okay, so you got 25 minutes, answer question 1, upload it, go to question number 2, 15 minutes, answer it, upload it. What is the question type? Well, question 1 is 60% of your grade, and it's a qualitative, quantitative translation. In other words, that's going to be a problem that you're going to need to work and probably derive some kind of a numerical answer. And that may be if you double this, what happens, for example. But whatever it is, it's got to be done in 25 minutes. Your second question is a paragraph argument short answer. Now, I'm going to admit that we have not done paragraph argument short answer questions in class. Most of our stuff has been QQT type questions, but we're going to practice that. We got 3 weeks to practice it, so I'm sure we can nail that down and make sure that we understand exactly what that looks like. And I'm going to go spend a lot of my effort too trying to make sure that we can construct those answers exactly the way that College Board is going to look for them. So for that question number 1, the qualitative quantitative translation question assesses students' ability to translate between quantitative and qualitative justification and reasoning. Now, they on the videos they have been talking quite a bit about the notion of doubling this, what is the effect, having this, what is the effect. So be prepared for that and don't let that throw you. So we'll take a look at some of those type questions. The paragraph argument short answer question assesses students' ability to create a paragraph length response. You're going to have to write some sentences. That means subject and verb. Please practice your handwriting. Make sure that you are writing clearly and coherently. So it needs to be a coherent argument about a physics phenomenon that uses the information presented in the question and proceeds in a logical, expository fashion to arrive at a conclusion. One of the things that they're trying to avoid is cheating. So they do not want to give an answer that's you're just going to be able to Google and go find and copy it down and just change the numbers or something like that. So you're going to have to be able to state in your own words your thinking on the problem. And so that's something that you need to be aware of. You can use your Physics 1 formula sheet. Make sure you have that. And questions on the exam are designed such that required calculations can be done with a pencil and paper. Now, you can use a calculator, but because they are not 100% sure that every student has a calculator available to them, because they're not going to be taking the exam in the classroom, they're basically making the calculations very simple. So I would not be surprised if you're not going to be carrying things out to the second decimal place and doing complex calculations. That would take too much time. It's going to be more straightforward than that. So you won't need a calculator, but you can certainly use a calculator. Now, what are the sections and units that are going to be covered? Kinematics, dynamics, that's systems, gravitational field, contact forces, Newton's first law, third law, second law, applications of the above. Unit number 3, circular motion and gravitation. This is where we looked at vector fields, fundamental forces, gravitational and electric forces. We just covered that not too long ago. Gravitational field, inertial and gravitational mass. Free body diagrams, you definitely need to know how to do that. Applications of circular motion and gravitation. So I don't know that Newton's law of universal law of gravitation is going to be a key topic, since they've only got 2 questions to ask, versus projectile motion or kinematics or motion in 2-dimensional. But I can't predict what they're going to put on there, so we just need to go with what we got. Energy systems, unit 4. So just understanding work and energy, the work energy theorem, the principles of power and all that. Unit 5, momentum and impulse, representations of changes in momentum, conservation of linear momentum. Unit 6, simple harmonic motion. Again, we actually studied waves, and waves are not going to be on there. That's actually covered in a later unit. But just simple harmonic motion would be on there, just a simple harmonic oscillation. Then torque and rotational moment. They've actually started, the lectures with torque and torque equilibrium. So I don't know, maybe there's a hint there. Rotational kinematics, again, angular velocity, angular acceleration, angular displacement, radians, being able to translate between those. Conservation of angular momentum, that I omega problems that we looked at there, so we'll go back over those. So these are the topics that are going to be on the exam. Now, like I said, I want you to do a little self-assessment. I've got a PDF that's posted there with all the topics. I want to give yourself a rating, and then send that back to me. And again, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too easy on yourself. Then I want you to work on devising your own personal study plan. I'm going to be giving you FRQ questions to go over, but I can't read your mind. I don't know exactly where you're struggling or whatnot. So I want you to consciously go through that and make your own study plan. Now, how do you do that? List out those topics and then just write questions that you have. Well, I don't understand this. I don't remember that term. What is the concept that goes with that? What type of problems? And then find answers to your questions. You can ask me, you can ask each other, you can Google it, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Khan Academy, just whatever. You've got to invest your time there to make sure that you're prepared. Pick some problems from the AP Review Act that I've already opened for you. Go on those personal progress checks and just bang out some of the multiple choices and just see if you understand them, and just look at the types of questions that they're asking. And then be sure that you do all the FRQs that I assign, and we'll go over those on Fridays, or Mondays rather, when we meet. If you guys want to meet, since there's only the 3 of us, if you have a little time and you want to meet, say on Mondays and maybe Thursdays, or Mondays and Wednesdays, we could certainly do that, and we could keep those meetings, short, 30 minutes or less, and then just really focus on the topics. So this is our plan. I kind of apologize. College Board has actually confused me just a little bit with the videos that they're putting out. Maybe I was thinking that they were actually going to present this in a kind of a coherent way, but it seems a little ad hoc, and I don't know if that's really just confused me. So I'm going to go back to the beginning and lay this thing out by unit, and then we're going to work our way through and then focus on the areas that you need. So let's do that. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me emails along the way. I know I feel like I've been a little slow out of the gate on this thing, so I apologize for that. But I'm confident you guys have worked hard all year. You have the information in your mind. We just got to get it out and get a 4 or 5 on that AP exam. So good luck. Study hard.